Meadowsfield Airport right now. Kevin, it looks like you made a friend.
Yes, I have met a remarkable man standing next to me right now. This is Dr. Vern Wagner. He's a colonel. He was in Vietnam. In fact, he had 2 tours in Vietnam. He served 32 years for our country. Vern, thanks so much for joining me this morning. Talk about your feelings as you get ready to head off to honor flight in Washington, D.C.
You know, it's just a wonderful feeling. I've been thinking about joining one of these flights for several years. I never got around to it. And the joke was that I thought I was too young. I wasn't. But finally, I talked to some friends and went ahead and signed up. And I'm so glad I did. I mean, this is a great group. It's just amazing. There's no way we would ever get together or otherwise without something like this. It's just grand, and I can't even imagine how good it's going to be when I get there.
Well, I think it's going to be amazing for you, serving 32 years. And you were just talking to me a few minutes ago about your story about Pete. Can you briefly talk about that? You were a doctor in Vietnam. Can you talk a little bit about that story you kind of shared with me about your buddy Pete?
That's what these wings mean here. I was a flight surgeon. I had 3 medical specialties, actually: aerospace medicine, primary care, and for the ladies, I had OBGYN as well. So I did a lot of different things. But as a flight surgeon, I was assigned to a squadron in Thailand, and I would fly Phantoms with my pilots. When you're a flight surgeon, if you don't fly, you can't properly care for the pilots. You need to know what it's like up there. And I was already a pilot anyway, so I flew 230 combat missions during the Vietnam situation.
And in this situation, this plane goes down, and you were kind of first on scene, and you knew the co-pilot Pete, correct?
Yeah. Pete and I both flew as co-pilots in the Phantoms, and I was on duty that night, and I got the call, and I went out in the helicopter, and when I found him, he was alive, but barely. He had 17 broken bones, a collapsed lung, and I gave him all the morphine I had. I had to wait about a half an hour for another helicopter to come and get us. And I put him in the helicopter, but I stayed in the jungle because I hadn't found the other pilot. And so I had to go find him, and it was too late for him, unfortunately. And
so they flew Pete off, and you lost contact with him for many years, and then kind of a remarkable ending to this story. You reconnected.
Yes, I heard that he had survived, but I didn't know anything more. Because by the time I got back to my airbase the next day, he was gone. And so 10 years later, I was stationed in Japan, and I flew into Texas to attend a medical seminar. And I was standing around the coffee pot, and I saw a doctor standing beside me with the last name of Nash, N-A-S-H, Nash. And I said, "Your first name Pete?" And he said it was. And I said, "You look a lot better than you did the last time I saw you." While they were putting him back together, he'd gone to medical school and became a flight surgeon just like I was.
How did that make you feel when you reconnected?
The other doctors thought we were putting him on. They said, "No, this didn't happen." I said, "Oh, yeah, it did."
Wow.
I said, "We flew together in Thailand, and in Laos and all that." So anyway, we became fast friends ever since. Sadly, he passed away about 3 years ago, almost 80 years old.
Wow. What an incredible life. And you gave him that extra time and what you did on that day.
You know, yeah.
So
we even had the same birthday.
Wow, that's incredible.
I was 5 years older, but he passed away just before his 80th birthday. And I did his eulogy in Phoenix.
Wow.
And his wife's request.
And now you get to go back to Washington, D.C., not only to see these memorials for you, but also you get to honor him at the same time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, really. And I've got a lot of friends on that wall, you know.
Well,
Uh,
we wish you the very best of luck on this trip. We're glad you get to go. And I know you're going to have a lot of memories to share when you get back. So thank you for joining me this morning. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your service.
my pleasure.
So again, what an incredible story for Vern. 32 years serving our country. And he is going to be heading out on our flight.